Hey, welcome back. We're going to do a carrot cake today with a little bit of coconut in there. Don't know if you made carrot cakes before. You want to keep it really moist, and we'll show you that through some of the oils and the liquids that we're going to drop in it. There is a bit to kind of prep, so I've got a few things here I want to walk you through. We've got, and measurements are your key here, okay? So as Bobby would know, you've just got to get everything right. So measurements are key. So I've got a cup of self-raising flour, half a cup of plain flour. I've got, you can see there, I'm just showing it, prep it, just half a teaspoon of cinnamon. So you want to keep all our dry ingredients together first, and half a cup of plain flour, also with a teaspoon of bicarb soda. Okay, so you want to sift that. If you don't sift it, you get clumpy, okay? So you don't want clumpy in this. So let's just sift that through in one large bowl, because this is going to be our main bowl. Just break that up there, there's a bit of bicarb. Get that in. Perfect. As I said, light ingredients. Here we've got the kind of the wet ingredients. So I've got a half a cup of brown sugar and half a cup of golden syrup. This beautiful, let's look at that. Just delicious. I might just grab a spoon to get that all through. Now we're going to whack in some vanilla paste and then oil as well, okay? So again, with the oil, I'm going to use olive oil. You could use a vegetable oil. I've got a light olive oil there, which is just kind of makes it kind of nice as well. Okay, and get all the ingredients in there. Just put that aside. Quite messy. So 3/4 of a cup of that light olive oil. So that's a quarter. We'll sort of do 3 of these. 1, 2, 3. Now I've got the oven going, or preheating at 170 degrees, and this is going to take close to an hour to cook. Okay, and the whole plan that we're going to put blueberries on top. We're going to put some coconut in there as well. You can see a couple of things going on. I need 3 eggs for this. Okay, so 3 eggs into this wet mixture. To try not to get the the shell in. So 3 eggs. And again, we're going to need another little spoon just to stir that through. Okay, a wooden spoon just to mix that through. Now, just before I do that, I also put in just the one teaspoon of a vanilla paste or a vanilla there we go, just one paste, and we're going to use a bit more of this for, in fact, I'll do that now, I'll take that over here. So what we've got over here, we've got cream cheese. Now I've got about 500 grams of cream cheese there, and I've got half a cup of icing sugar. You probably could get away with just the 250 grams of the cream cheese, but I like it on top. I'm going to plan to cut the cake in half and put some kind of mixture of that cream cheese in the middle. So same thing, just a teaspoon there of, and we're going to come back to the vanilla paste. We'll come back to that, we'll stir it up. Make sure when you do that cream cheese, if you're taking it out of the fridge, you kind of want to leave it there so you can really mix that through, because it can be a bit tough when it's cold, okay? So that kind of becomes your friend. Right, now with this, we want to mix all this together. This is our wet mixture. Make sure that when you break it all up, mix that all in. You can feel that brown sugar right at the bottom. Okay, so we've got brown sugar, the oil, the golden syrup, 3 eggs, and the vanilla paste. So you just want to whisk that together, get that going all the way through, mix that through. You can see the eggs kind of mixing through as much as you can. You could use this with a whisk. Of course, it might even be easier. Right, now, with the carrots, I've got 300 grams of carrots, okay, roughly. These are those ones you pre-shredded. You could obviously shred your own. Let's just pour that into our flour. Now, before I forget, I'm just gonna, with your baking tin or your tray or whatever you use, I've got a little heart shape here, kind of cute. You've got to make sure, you can either do a baking paper around it, or this is one of those ones that pops the bottom open. So making sure that you get lots of oil on the edge, because it will stick if you don't. Okay, so just with an olive oil spray or a canola oil, give it a good go so it doesn't stick. Okay, perfect. Okay, otherwise I would have forgotten to do that. Right, why am I losing all my wooden spoons? I'll use that spoon, that's the spatula. Okay, so just making sure you've got that well whisked. Now we're gonna put the blueberries on top, that's what they're for. Just while I'm doing that, look, don't overdo the coconut because it is quite a dry thing. I'm just gonna go with kind of 2 reasonable handfuls there to whisk that through. Again, you don't have to put the coconut in there, but I just think it gives that kind of nice taste. Okay, so this is all our mixture in together. You can see that brown sugar coming through, the beautiful gold syrup there. Just putting that all in, and we're just going to kind of fold this together. And that's all in. I can do that with my spatula there, just getting all that goodness in there. Again, you don't want a dry cake, so this wet liquid is critical for that moisture that you're really looking for. Okay, and just same thing, just folding that through. That's your mixture all there. Folding the carrot in, mixing all that self-raising flour, the bicarb, the cinnamon. You can see that's all kind of going together nicely. There are a lot of ingredients, I get that, and it is all about measurements. Unlike a lot of my cooking, where I kind of just go to taste, this is very much about getting those correct measurements. Otherwise you'll either have a rock hard cake, or you'll have carrot soup. Right, so we want to make sure that we get all that in. So just making sure you fold that in, you don't see any of that flour. And that looks about right. And then of course we want to pour this into our cake tray or cake container that we've got there, that little heart thing, so you can see a little bit of that flour just there, so you just make sure you get that all through. Now, as I said, we're going to do that. There's a fair workout with that. That flour, pardon me, the topping, as in the cream cheese, put that on top. We're going to whisk that through a little bit later. Of course, we'll do that right after we've cooked it and wait until it's cooled down. So let's just see if we can get all that mixture together and in. Beautiful. Now, obviously, depending on the cake size, you might change. If you want to do a bigger cake, you change the ingredients accordingly in terms of the measurements. This is looking good. So let's just get all that in. Ripper. How's that look, Bob? No good, mate? Bobby, does this look good? Okay. And that's as much as we need. Now, when we take this out, it will take a while to cook, because you don't want to put, of course, if we're going to cut it in half, so we can put that bit of cream cheese in the middle, you want to, and of course, this will rise a little bit too, so don't feel like it's like, oh wow, that's a small cake. I'm just taking it to the edge there. Don't push it down too hard. That is most of, let's just get that little bit out there, most of the cake that we need in there. Beautiful. Let's just get all that in. I just hate seeing waste. You see a lot of those cooking shows like Justine Schofield and the like, where they leave half the mixture still in the pan or on the spatula. All right, so that's it, literally. In the oven, 170 degrees. I'm going to have to move Bob, otherwise he's going to fall in there. Here you go, mate. 170 degrees in the oven for about an hour, and then we'll come back and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, that's just on an hour, just shy of an hour, with a little oven mitt. The food has weed in it, it's cool. Just go in, and I'll sort of show you a little trick, right? Let's just have a look. The first trick is you're going to need two things to pull it out, right? Just be very careful with that hot. Oh yeah, that looks good. Right, just with, let's just close that second. Just with a little bamboo stick, what you're going to do just to check to see if it's done, right? If that comes out, perfect. Right, a little bit of crispness on the edge, that's all right. So we'll turn that off. Now this literally is going to need about 5 or 10 minutes to cool down, okay? So let's just put this on the cooling tray there. What we'll do is, when it's a bit cooler, we'll unplug it. Hopefully it'll sit there. We'll try and cut it in half. Be very careful with that. Don't be forced to take it apart now, because I tell you what will happen, the whole thing will drop. I've had that before. Now that's our cream cheese with the, a little bit of that vanilla, and we'll put that on top. We'll bathe that on top. We'll try and, if we, as I said, we'll kind of put some in the middle as well. And then we'll put some blueberries on top. So let's let that cool, and we'll come back to you to show you. Okay, so that's cool. So let's unplug that little thing. You just, what you do, just check that that's not stuck there. Perfect, because we put that spray on. The Great Unveil, right? Oh, wonderful! Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, now, yeah, that's cool. So I've given that a bit of a, that's the cream cheese, that vanilla. I'll put that on the top. I'm not sure how much we got there. Yeah, we're probably good enough to give that a little cut through very carefully, and we'll just do a kind of a layer of the cream cheese in the middle, and then we're just going to layer it up with the blueberries. So rather than you worrying about me doing that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that, put that on there, do it all, and then we'll put the blueberries on top, put it on that little board, and then put it in its presentation box, and that's your meal. Okay, what you can see that I've carefully taken the top off and put some of that cream cheese in the middle, and let's just place that back on carefully, and then we'll do it on top as well with the blueberry. Okay, so we carefully put that on. I like that little look that you can see in the middle there, that extra cream cheese. Looks beautiful. And what we're going to do is, I'm just going to transfer that to that little silver plate, and then put it in its box. So let's just, because the least moving around the better at this stage. Now, sometimes what's helpful is, I'm just going to hold that with one hand, just a little bit of that cream cheese down the bottom. What it does is, it holds it in place. Otherwise it's just going to slide off. So given that we've got a fair bit extra there, which is fine. See how easy is that going to be to lift off there? Let's have a look at that. It looks a bit sus doing it like this. Anyway, just taking it carefully off there. Wonderful. Very carefully, just slide on. And what we're going to do is just top that with, bring that to the edge, just top that with the blueberries, okay? So just nice little finish, just top it with the blueberries, however you want to do it. And there is your blueberry topped carrot with a bit of the coconut that we put in there as well. Nice and moist. Can go in the fridge, can last in the fridge for about 3 or 4 days, so you don't feel like you have to eat all at once. Do whatever you need, and enjoy.